Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to Dragon Age Origins, The Paths Untaken. Depending on what everybody thinks of the idea, if we can get the Origins done today, we still have a week before the end of the Dragon Age stream. I could try next week to do one of the DLCs. That I forgot I have, but helps wrap up the story of Morgan and the Grey Warden. My wife and I don't remember how long this DLC takes, but it is relatively quick. So, if you're interested, I am certainly happy with the idea of bringing that to you guys next week. Help wrap up that story a little bit, gives it a little more in-game content, and if I'm not mistaken, Claudia Black did come back and do the voice for that, so Morgan is still Morgan. But that's next week. This week, we're continuing the Path Untaken look into our character. In this case, life as a Dwarf Commoner. Now, one of the things I do like to do with the Dwarf Commoner, because there's certain things that in society, in the lore, happen to individuals who take the worst path.
Greetings.
I like to take advantage of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to show him as having been branded a criminal. His hair has been shorn, his beard has been shaved off. He is still a rogue. You'll notice dwarves get a constitution bonus. Willpower gives you more stamina for combat, so I'm going to give him that. He's got bonus there too. Normally these are set to 10. But cunning for humans is higher. And cunning and dexterity are higher for elves. You know what? I'm just going to give him a little bit more strength, because that deals damage. And there is a little bit of fighting in the initial stages of the game, so we're going to go with that. As a Dwarf Rogue, you get stealing as a proficiency right from the start. If you don't take combat training, you can't take dual weapons. That doesn't mean you can't use dual weapons, but you get a penalty. Because this is not a character that I intend to run forward with at this moment in time, I'm going to go ahead and use the combat training. Normally I take coercion as a primary. but you'll notice that all the dual weapon skills require improved combat training, expert combat training, master combat training. So it is very important, but especially with the dwarves, there's so much social interaction that you do want to be able to get some of those choices that lead you down the path where you're deceiving your way to get what you want.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, largest and proudest of the two remaining dwarven cities. Once the seat of an underground empire, Orzammar now stands alone, cut off from the world by the Darkspawn, still clinging to the memory of its former glory. Below the vast statues and gilded halls where the noble families play at politics, the lower castes live in their shadows, scurrying to serve like their ancestors before them. Below that is you. You are casteless, the dirty secret staining Orzammar's perfect society, forced, along with your sister, to sell your services to the crime lord Barat. To the rest of Orzammar, you are proof that the casteless deserve their fate. But you know you do what you have to, the same as everyone, just to survive.
I can't keep gambling on you forever, Precious. You've got a sweet look, something to light a man on fire. But you gotta make it count.
Please, Barat, can we not do this in front of my brother?
Why not? He knows the slope of the land, don't you, boy? You told me a lot of things, not one of which meant more than a fart in the middens. Before me, your sister was just another duster. Now check her out. Braids down to here, gold cap teeth. She can recite elf poetry and play the string harp. Every man's dream. All she's gotta do is find a lord, squeeze out some kid who looks like him, and we're all living the easy life in the Diamond Quarter.
Please, don't get involved. You know that never goes well.
I'll treat her however I like, as long as you both eat off my plate. You keep your head down and say aye to any job I decide is low enough for scum like you. In return, I put out coins so you can doll yourself up and get a belly full of some nobleman's brats. Then you both go free, and I get to join the family and be called my lord for the rest of the little prince's life. That's what everyone likes. A casteless with a big mouth. But I didn't come for the joy of your company. I've been looking at my investments, and this one hasn't borne much gold. I'm giving you another week, Precious. If you haven't found a patron, you're back to sweeping streets.
But I have. I've met someone. That is, I didn't want to promise, but he seemed interested.
Your buddy Lesky's waiting outside. He knows what I'll need from you today. Don't even think about bungling this job. Your whole family's on loose sand with me right now. And I know you don't have anywhere else to turn.
I'm sorry you had to see that. I know. You've always been a good brother. Always tried to protect me.
Mikey, VG, welcome aboard.
Lord's been warning me ever since two of his other girls found patrons at Lord Harrowmont's reception. They've been getting gifts already. Lord
We're in the Dwarf Commoner
silk gown and she's not even pregnant.
Background, if you haven't noticed.
You know the other options. Cleaning middens, begging, going to the surface. No. Unless you find a way to save us all from Darkspawn and become a paragon. We're pretty much on Barat's leash for life. Money gives him power. He's got family on the surface, which means he can smuggle up lyrium and smithcrafts, and bring down silks, wines, and furs. And he played it smart. When he started expanding, he made sure it was only the castless he shook down for protection.
Candied haggis.
So the guardsmen didn't care. You know how desperate the nobles are for more children? They can barely field enough soldiers to hold the walls against the Darkspawn. If I could give one of them a son, the whole house would celebrate. And we'd all be raised up to noble caste to join the family. It's what Barat's betting on. That's why he paid for my clothes, my voice lessons. He wants to share the reward. Yes. That is, I hope. He certainly seems charming. He treats me like a real lady, not just someone to tumble and forget. I don't want to say, in case I'm wrong. It just seems too mad to think of one of the most important men in Orzammar with someone like me. Anyway, time is rusting and I need to get dressed. These fashions will be the death of me. 100 buttons on each sleeve. And Lesky's probably already outside waiting for you. It's sheer folly. One more way the nobles protect their status. They say casteless soldiers are more danger to each other than to Darkspawn. That it's an insult to the smith to let us touch a fine-made weapon. Truly, they just don't wish to insult the warrior caste by showing that given the same opportunities, we could lead an army just as well. Every year, more of the beasts come up from the deep roads. I've heard they've even been harrying the surface.
I have to agree with VG there. Most Scottish food seems to be based on a dare.
Aye. They would even turn to humans for aid before us, it seems. There's been talk of an alliance against the Darkspawn. Even that the Grey Wardens have stepped up. But we don't have time for this now. Lesky must be waiting, and Barat won't like it if I'm late for my appointment. Money gives him power. He's got family on the surface, which means
I
he can
already said
smuggle
that
up
to her.
lyrium
Okay.
and smithcrafts, and bring down silks, wines, and furs. And he played it smart. When he started expanding, he made sure it was only the casteless he shook down for protection, so the guardsmen didn't care.
So, VG, you weren't here earlier, so, you know, during my intro I was saying, if I can get both these, or all of these backgrounds knocked out, next week I might do the DLC Witch Hunt. I think it's short enough to do in a single playthrough. And, at least that wraps up the Morrigan story, and if I'm not mistaken, Claudia Black did come back and do the voicing for Morrigan in that.
Don't underestimate him. Barat has thugs who'd kill their own mothers just to work for him. It wouldn't be the first time. Garelon the Blood Risen was born casteless, you know, before he went to the surface. And he came back and won the throne. Many paragons have humble origins. All that matters is that the Assembly recognizes their achievements. And once they get that vote, they found their own house, and are as noble as if the ancestors themselves had made it so. Oh, don't pay attention to her. She's just a bitter old drunk. She also said you'd never learn to walk, or stop dumping in the bed. Make something of yourself just to spite her.
Well, you know, Mikey, it is the double dog dare. You kind of have to respond now.
Maybe you will. But until then, we can only serve as Barat demands. And he won't like it if either of us is late. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tonight.
So naturally, in our poor state, I have a chest with things in it. That's Mother. I don't have a lot to say to Mother, but she will...
Who's that? Why are you bothering me? Rika? Don't you sass me, you ungrateful brat. I made you, and I can make another just like you. Then you should have left me there. What have I got that's worth living for? People bothering me all the time. I got important things to do here. Very important things.
Yeah, very important things. Find the bottom of another bottle.
About sodding time. I was starting to think I'd have to bust in and get an eyeful of that spicy sister of yours. Growl. Oh, what can I say? No money, no girls, no place to call my own. I've been writing an epic poem about it. It starts, "Oh, you're really, really cursed to have no caste. You noble dwarves can shove it up your..." But I couldn't think of a rhyme. I guess we'll have to stick to playing the heavies for Barat. Boss says we're out for a search and discipline. One of his smugglers is holding out on him. Name's Oscar.
Hey, Dalton, welcome aboard.
Barat got word that he's been selling shipments topside and making it Barat's ears down here. He wants us to find the rotter and see what goods he's holding back. All he told me is find him. Duster's got some family from the merchant caste. He's probably staying near their quarters. You know, gold, lyrium, spices. Anything that Barat might cut someone's head off to get. Well, if he is skimming, we kill him, of course. I mean, Barat doesn't let anyone swindle him and live. Bringing his head on a plate is completely optional, though. Whatever lets you sleep at night, my friend.
Hey there, Carter boy. Care to try a taste of this? Any way you like it.
I'm fresh out of money.
2 bits for the needy. I see you around. You one of them Barat boys. You don't know from needy. Not until you're my age. You think Barat's going to want you when you're old? Soon's your muscles go, it's the clean crew or the streets for you. You're like me, boy. No woman's gonna let you in her sheets, not as long as your face is branded. Only place for you to end up is here, watching some casteless upstarts refusing to share their coin. This'll be you someday. Soon you start to wrinkle up and Barat's got no use for you. Don't think you got anywhere to go but here.
Spare silver. My boy needs...
All right, spare silver. Do you know where you're begging, woman?
What are you doing here, Brand? Hey, boy. You look like someone who could use a spare copper. What do you say? No work, just money for something you're not even using. Much. You look like you've still got all your teeth. Nice and healthy. I craft replacements for nobles who have lost theirs. I can pay you real handsome for some of those. 1 silver for 2. What do you say? No work's legitimate if they let you do it, boy. The Assembly declared back in Darbier's reign that it insults the ancestors for casteless to perform any work the recognized lineages can do. Now, do you want it or not? 1.5 silvers, and that's my best offer.
Gracious apologies, Master. We were just leaving. Right now, forgive my friend. You know the vent fumes. They mess with the mind. We're very sorry to bother you. Now let's get back before you land us both in a cell.
Have you heard? King's got a team who found traces of Bronca in the deep roads.
Oh? Found her body, did they?
No, tools. Signs of camp, things like that.
Paragon or not, Bronca's dead. She's been gone 2 years. No one survives the deeps that long.
I think it's great the way that the conversations are different for each character that you start out as.
Watch yourself. The Shaper doesn't need your footprints all over his clean clothes. We'll stand further back. I'm not gonna risk my position by having someone see you near his robes. After my mother took 5 years of her personal time sewing fine dresses for the head maid at the Shaperate, Mother tells me they never considered a single other candidate when the position opened for underwasher. It's barely under the king himself. They control Orzamar's memories. They oversee births, marriages, death records, histories, everything we do or are. Except you, I guess. Casteless and criminals aren't allowed in a Shaper's presence. I am not casteless. I am an honorable member of the servant caste. I serve my betters as is my place, decided by the ancestors who granted my mother my birth. I am not a criminal. Get away from me. I'll tell my father you tried to violate me. I would sooner lie with a nug.
You probably will.
Go back to your dirt pile, scum.
Hey, see, I can't go over that way.
I assume this pile of worthless junk belongs to you? Do you realize it's in the way and that the patrols will not be able to come through? Move it, or I shall have it thrown out in the deep.
And I can't go in there. Where am I supposed to be going with this? Tapsters. That explains it. I almost never go in tapsters unless a mission tells me to go in there. Yeah, I won't go anywhere near a store on that day unless it's, you know,
Were smiling on my
a convenience store, you know? And even then, you're going to be shoulder to shoulder with 6 people.
Hey, I was saving that seat.
That's real thoughtful, Ascaius. It's tiring work looking for you.
How do you know my name? I don't know what you're talking about. You probably have the wrong Ascaius, see? I just got here this morning. I'm usually on the surface, and...
So you're not the turncoat two-faced swindling duster Barat told us about.
I never did anything. Barat's got no reason to send you after me. I just want to make sure nobody, does anything too hasty.
Making sure you didn't accidentally pocket any processed lyrium, you know.
Look, I always been loyal to Barat. He's been good to my family. I know how much I owe him. I haven't. I wouldn't.
My pleasure.
Wait, I do have some lyrium. It's just ore. I made a side deal with one of the mining families. If it worked out, I was gonna bring Barat his cut, I swear. I'd be crazy not to.
Suicidal, one might say.
Surfacers pay good coin for lyrium. Mages up there, they use it for their spells. Smiths use it in enchanted weapons. I just took the money and ran. I mean, back to Barat to share the profits.
Yeah, most of the dwarf women have.
Just a little, maybe 25 sovereigns worth.
25 sovereigns?
Most of that's with my buyers on the surface. I just picked up a few nuggets down here. If I were to maybe give you a piece, that's a lot of coin. Could you forget to mention this to Barat? Not long. I mean, I'm not cheating him. I mean, this is my first time. Oh, please don't kill me. I've got a lot of lyrium. Maybe we could work something out. Share and share alike. I don't got any coin myself. I make that topside, but you can take the ore, sell it, maybe get enough to get out of this nest. What do you say?
With pleasure. Could everyone who isn't about to die please turn around for a moment? This may be unpleasant. Thank you.
You can't do this. Help! Call the guardsmen! This is murder!
You two let me know if you need anything. I'll be in the back.
It's just a bunch of rocks. You're gonna kill me for that? No!
Come on, show them what. No quarter shall be given. Come and get it.
He was right, he didn't have any money. Could everybody who's not about to die please turn their backs? Alright. I am in the commons. Where is Barat? There he is.
The king is old. His rule won't hold much longer.
Prince Balin seems far more sympathetic to our interests than Trian.
Balin has some tastes of his own that he knows I can provide. We'll finish this later. It's about time you two showed up. What happened with Ascaius? Excellent. I'll send someone out to handle the cleanup. Not you, though. I have another job in mind for you. Oh, that's touching. Oh, wait. I forgot. I don't care. The Warrior Cast is hosting a proving today. All the best fighters.
No, he didn't put up much of a fight.
Standing. You know the sort of thing.
How's it going,
They're showing
King?
off for some gray warden who's looking for candidates to drag off to a life of eternal glory. Now, it's not often we get every named fighter in Orzammar lined up like that. And I have certain acquaintances who take an interest in this sort of thing. Are you out of your big hollow skull? No brand's allowed to hold steel in the proving ring. It would be an insult to the ancestors.
Not to mention the conceit of the Warrior Cast.
I just want you to make certain the right man wins. There's a lot of coin to be made when people get the fever up. Favorite fighter's an officer named Minar, veteran of 4 Darkspawn campaigns. Evaird's a long shot. Just got back from a deep roads offensive. Some young buck who has all the ladies drooling. I've got a lot of money riding on him. Mine and other people's. I expect to see that 8-to-1 pay off. Understand? The fight only gets announced to contestants themselves to prevent illegal gambling. So first, you'll have to find Evaird. See who he's fighting and when. When the name Minar comes up, I want you to slip this drug into the bastard's water. It'll slow his reflexes, just enough to take the edge off, not enough to show. But it wears off quickly, so don't use it until just before his fight. He's the kind of warrior who wants to show off his oiled physique to a cheering crowd. You think he wants scum like us making money on him? Don't let him know what you're doing. Just find his chamber, see when he's fighting, then go to Minar and dump the drug. He should have an alcove for his pre-fight preparations. All the fighters are provided basins of water. If you're asking how to sneak in there, you're pretty much saying you're no good to me. I'm not asking you to distill it, just drop it into a basin. That's all you need to know. You bet you will. Here's your pass to get on the grounds. The proving starts as soon as the clock strikes. And when I say I have coin on this, I'm not talking about some pittance, like the value of your life. If I don't see Evaird's name on the winner's sheet, you'd better make sure I never see you or your sister ever again.
Right. So this is where you screw me over. Take care, Hawk. Thanks for coming out.
Turn around, Brand. No castless on the grounds.
Looks legitimate.
Go on through, then. But stay to the trenches. Grey Wardens don't need some eyesore getting between them and the fighters.
Stone's Embrace. That's one of them. One of the Grey Wardens.
Stone met, and blessings on your house. That was the proper greeting for an outsider last time I visited Orzammar. Has it changed, or is there a reason you're looking at me so strangely? We do the same in my part of Ferelden. Hello, then. My name is Duncan. I'd say of the Grey Wardens, but I suspect you already know that. Pleased to meet you. Ah, of course. That's what the face brand means, then. I remember that now. I never turn down the chance to meet someone new. When we visit Orzammar, we tend to remain in the Diamond Quarter. You forget how much of the city you miss. The Wardens are always looking for those who have the courage to spend their lives in battle against the Darkspawn. It's rare we find those with both the skill and the will. The best Wardens are ruthless to their enemies, compassionate to their friends, and inspiring to their troops. It's a lot to look for, but I hope to find it here, and I hope you also may find what you are looking for.
Okay, I'm looking for Ivard. It's almost certainly going to be down in one of these rooms.
Oh, sweetheart.
Sod it. He's stone drunk. He could draw a dead man for his bout and still lose. Oh, Barat's gonna kill us if we slip up on this. He's still mad about the time I accidentally told that barkeep Barat had demanded free ale delivered to my door. Hey, I just had an idea. So, you've been rubbing my nose in how you're the meanest thing with a blade, right? Ivard's armor is over there, and you're about the same size. Got it. It'll help if you can distract him, though. Just, talk to him so I can sneak past him without him noticing. Let's do it quickly. We don't have much time.
All right, let's get dressed. I've got a few bonus items here. Actually, let me use Ivard's axe. I like that better. And any one of those. I bought this at two-handed fighting. Might as well use it. Oh, pardon me. That snuck up on me.
Ready to concede already, Ivard? Ha ha! Ha! You've been through a single raid and you think you know everything about Darkspawn. You think they're not so tough. Their skulls split when they taste steel.
but it's the taint you have to watch. That's what'll get you. You're trying to rattle me, but after what I've faced, both you and this proving are small scale.
Bout 3 is next. Officer Minar versus the Warrior of Air. Fighters, make final preparations, then report to the ring.
I'll see you in the ring.
I got him. No more time. Make sure you have everything and go tell the Proving Guard you're ready to fight. And don't forget to keep your helmet down.
Stone met, Averd. I believe it is time for your bout. May fortune favor your fight, Averd. Are you ready? As you say.
This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar. For our honored guests, the Grey Warden, the Warrior Evair, son of Duncan, will fight Officer Minar, survivor of the battle at Kar Ellerin.
Don't choose the honor of the heart. Oh, sod it. Let's just fight.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Watch out!
The winner is Evair! A truly memorable fight. The young cadet vanquishes the wily veteran. Healer, see to his injuries. The warrior Evair, son of Duncan, will fight last year's Journeyman Division champion, Adalbo, proven in glory before the stone.
You honor me with this fight. May we both win glory in the eyes of our lords.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
As you say.
The ancestors have withdrawn their blessings and embrace a new champion on their field. The warrior Evair, son of Dalton, will fight Lenka, silent sister in training. She has made her vows, but not completed her blooding. Will she be accepted into the legendary order? That will depend on her performance today. First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Come, let us end this!
The winner is Evair! Lenka went to the stone without a sound, as befits her vows. But it wasn't hard to see the blood that was spilled. Evair will advance to the final bout to determine the true champion of the ring against...
What? Time out already? Hey! That's my armor!
Who are you? How dare you disrupt this sacred...
Wait, I know that man. That's Averd. Then, what imposter did I fight?
Remove your helmet, warrior, and let all who watched you see your face. Your skills are impressive, but you are one man. Show yourself, lest I call the guards and have them do it for you. You insult the very nature of this proving. Guards, take this filth away.
Hold your man, I pray you. This warrior has defeated the best you have to offer. Is that not what this proving is for?
We are honored by your presence, Warden. But this proving is not solely for you. There are laws which have governed this arena for 1,000 years. This man is no warrior. He is casteless, rejected by the ancestors. His very footsteps pollute the stone. He has no place here.
Except as your champion.
Are you awake yet? Psst. Can you hear me? How hard did they sodding hit you anyway? Did you have to put up such a fight? Oh, you did. And don't think they didn't show me their appreciation. One of the guards recognized me and figured we must be working together. They burned 3 candles to the stump interrogating me about who put us up to this. I think they knew, you know, about Barat. You think I didn't look for a way out? Rika's not the only one in danger here. They could kill us. But these cells are built straight into the wall. And they confiscated all my lockpicks. What's it look like on your side? You see any way out?
Good, you're awake. Barat will be glad to hear that. You caused a lot of trouble today. Barat lost 100 sovereigns for Lord Volney. The entire proving was declared invalid, and the Assembly already called for an investigation. You can't imagine the state Barat was in when he told me to get you. All he needs to know is that you exposed him before the entire warrior caste. Now they're asking questions, and as long as you have tongues to answer them, you're a threat. Enjoy your last night together, boys. Barat will be by soon to make sure you maintain your silence.
To get away with this, we can't leave one man alive to tell Barat what we've done.
Very well.
trap! Quickly, we must fight! Oh! Very well. It has begun. Don't be I'm gonna have to move. Coming! As you say. No quarter shall be given! It has begun. By the axe. Right, that's it! Get off! By the axe. I shall do it. It has begun. Come and get it! You're gonna have to be quicker than that. the fools, eh? It shall be done. It has begun. I shall do it. More enemies ahead! Shall be done.
I'm cutting the whore free. If that turncoat brother of hers doesn't know his place, I don't need precious Rika either.
Rika? That the one you got all done up in lace? I've been wanting to get my hands on that.
I know what you mean. She's yours if you want her, boys. And let me tell you, it tastes as good as it looks. What in sod all is that doing out of its cage? Let's teach this little duster a lesson.
No quarter coming in!
You're gonna regret being born!
Enough! Watch out!
Show no mercy, boy!
Fist. You fist. Say hi.
You beast!
Did you see him there all when we're done with you? And you just charged in and sodding slaughtered him! You have to be the luckiest duster in Orzammar. Barat's dead, and we're standing here! Hail to the sodding king! Well, he sure was talking like she's still alive. But I won't turn down the chance to go take another peek. Hey, could you tell Rika I killed him? I mean, it doesn't do you any good if she thinks you're the most virile warrior in all the stone. An excellent point. Now let's go find somewhere to hide.
Very well. It has begun. You're not supposed to be here. Wait, is that blood? Ancestors, protect me! Very well.
There they are! Seize the fugitives!
Drop your weapons and walk down slowly. We will use force if you resist. He's dead? Barat had many enemies, but also powerful allies.
Barat would have butchered us if he hadn't killed him first.
Your friend has once again demonstrated his courage. We Grey Wardens travel far and wide in search of those with the potential to join our ranks. It seems I have found one. Let me make my offer formal. I, Duncan of the Grey Wardens, extend the invitation for you to join our order.
This man is a criminal. You can't do this.
I can, and I am. It would mean traveling to the surface lands and thus leaving your people, but it does offer you the chance to strike a blow against the Darkspawn and the Blight. While it is no trick, it is a dangerous life. I can promise you no guarantee of safety. I can also give you nothing in return for these hazards. In joining me, you leave all you know behind. And I see your friend would like to speak to you as well. Why don't you see what they have to say before you give your final answer?
I couldn't believe it when Sir Duncan said he wanted to recruit you. I was ready to kill you when I heard what you did at the Proving. But it worked out for the best. Those are the rules of the Order. All Wardens leave their families behind. Please don't hold yourself back because of me. I think, for the first time, Mother and I will be fine. I spent the afternoon with my new patron. If everything works out, maybe I can even greet you as an equal if you return. I promise. My patron would never allow it. He has already promised to move Mother and me into better lodging, where he can find me more quickly when he wants me. I am. Truly. I could never make a life fighting Darkspawn, but if I can bear a son who makes his house proud, that's all I can ask. Go, little brother. Make the world a better place.
Those guys must have seriously cracked your skull. You're not gonna turn down being a Grey Warden, are you? Well, don't you worry about that. Old Lesky will take care of her. Everyone in that Proving fought Darkspawn, and you sure flogged them. Well, go back and tell him yes before he comes to his senses.
Have you spoken with your friend and sister? Then before these witnesses, I hereby recruit you into the Grey Wardens. Know that you are most welcome. Before we brave the deep roads, I would like to make you a gift of this mace, since you have so few possessions of your own. It was once wielded by the Warden Forel Duncan. I believe he was related to your king. I know you will continue his proud example. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for your hospitality. We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other Wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name? Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar. Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime. I meant after we defeat the Blight, of course. I doubt Loghain will give me a moment's rest until then. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days? Huh. Still, I hope to be as wise and fair a ruler as Endrin. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different. I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling. Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to. The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless.
Well, it's been a while since I pushed the mute button, and
The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall. And from
forgot
deep
to
roads,
unmute
the Darkspawn
shortly
rose
after
us
I sneezed, I believe,
and again,
because I sneezed
until
again.
Finally, we neared annihilation.
So what's that, about half an hour? I am a fool. We are up to the Mage origin story. Hey, Judah, welcome aboard.
Warriors and
Happy to
mages,
have you. Happy
barbarians
Saturday.
and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevailed.
Now, one of the things that's interesting about the Mage origin, because you will always get Morrigan as a companion, but as a mage,
Centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil.
you will not likely
We
have her
watched and
in the
waited for
group
Darkspawn to return. But those
as
who
often.
once called us heroes have forgotten.
So while it's useful to
We are few now.
be a combat
Our
mage,
warnings have been ignored for too long.
like Morrigan, if you're going to have her in the group, which you will in the first few scenes, you might want to focus more on healing early on.
It may even be too late.
And let her
I
use
have
her
seen
combat
with my
ability.
own eyes what lies on the
But
horizon.
once you get a
Maker,
team that's large enough that you cannot bring her with you as a primary, you're going to be the primary mage in the group. And that is a little bit different. So you can be a male or female mage, and I do personally like playing the female mage. There's just a slight added interaction with the Templars that you don't get if you're the male mage. And if you play a female character throughout the game, in that final scene where you're, just before the final battle, instead of betting Morrigan yourself, you actually have to convince Alistair to, which is absolutely hilarious. No, Judah, I had a little sneezing fit, and I muted, and I'm an idiot, so I didn't make sure I unmuted before I continued that. So all the commentary I made for the Dwarf Commoner
Greetings.
was for pretty much naught, but that's okay. There's only two things that are important for a mage: willpower and magic. So just split the difference here. Magic is going to dictate which spells you can choose. So you're always going to want to have magic higher until you get it around the 30 area. Oh, thank you, Judah. Yeah, you want to get your magic up to about 30 before you concentrate on other things. And there are skills that you can take that require a few other choices along the way, but mostly of what your job here is you're a glass cannon. You don't need to be now, if you're making the character based on what's going to be happening in the first few levels, you are going to want to get poison making and trap making regardless of who you are. And the primary reasons for that are in Lothering, you need both of those in order to move forward with 2 quests. Remember that by the time you get to Lothering, you're going to have Alistair and Morrigan with you, so there is some leeway in there. And once you get Liliana into the group, she has poison making, so you can make sure you recruit her before you take the step that will require that. You also want survival, because strangely enough, this is the skill that they check against if you're not the human noble to befriend the dog early in the story. You befriend him automatically later, unless you are heartless and you kill him. You can do that. Now you get 2 spells to start with. Mages automatically get a magic attack, which is basically you're firing a little bolt out of your staff. Right here you do moderate damage, but it doesn't cost anything. Well, this one is actually, you actually should throw it. The one from your staff doesn't cost you anything. A healing spell is going to be your friend in gameplay. But unless you're planning on being a dedicated healer, it's not a necessity to run up this whole line. You probably will want a defensive spell. So if we look here, spell shield, any hostile spell targeted has 75% chance of being absorbed. That's good if you're facing spell users. This is a buff. Makes allies stronger. But rock armor gives you an armor. So taking that and then something offensive like Winter's Grasp does damage and potentially freezes the target. Lightning does a pretty good amount of damage. Or Flame Blast. Now we're talking about the potential of friendly fire. You have to keep an eye on your arc. But obviously, Flame Blast is a good spell. Does decent damage. It's short range, though. Similar, Shock is a short range but highly damaging spell, higher than Lightning Bolt. I think I'm going to take Lightning right now, but I would be aiming towards Flame Blast, because the next one up is Flaming Weapons. And if you remember, I enchanted my weapons in the main game. Flaming was one of the things I put on some of the weapons. If I don't have to add that to the weapon in an enchantment, I can do other enchantments on the weapon, and my mage can maintain that spell in order for me to have flaming weapons added. And eventually you get Fireball and Inferno, which Inferno's like a blizzard except it's fire. So, but I am going to take the Lightning Blast just because it's longer range right now.
On a cliff overlooking the dark waters of Lake Kalanhad stands the tower fortress that is home to the Circle of Magi. This tower is the only place in Ferelden
yes,
where mages may
VG,
study
but
their art among others of
helping the
their kind.
Dalish early
Within the high
is actually
stone walls,
really valuable
the
in
circle
that,
practices
because
its
you
magic
can make your
and
first
trains apprentices in the proper use of their powers.
subclass, the
But the Circle
Mystic
Tower
Knight, or
is as
what,
much a
however they
prison
named
as
it
a
here.
refuge.
And then
The
your
ever-vigilant Templars of the Chantry
mage can
watch
wear
over
actual
all
armor.
mages, constantly alert for any sign of corruption. This gilded cage is the only world you know. Found to be
And if you
sensitive to magic at a young age,
romance
you were pulled from your family and grafted here as an apprentice.
Alistair, you can end up being the quote-unquote queen of Ferelden.
Now, that apprenticeship is nearly over. All that remains is the final test, the harrowing.
Magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Thus spoke the prophet Andraste as she cast down the Tevinter Imperium, ruled by mages who had brought the world to the edge of ruin. Your magic is a gift, but it's also a curse.
Obviously,
Demons of the
Andraste did not possess the ability to use
Are
magic.
drawn to you, and seek to use you as a gateway into this world.
This is why the harrowing exists. The ritual sends you into the Fade, and there you will face a demon, armed with only your will.
It will turn you into an abomination, and the Templars will be forced to slay you. This is Lyrium, the very essence of magic, and your gateway into the Fade.
The harrowing is a secret out of necessity, child. Every mage must go through this trial by fire. As we succeeded, so shall you. Keep your wits about you, and remember the Fade is a realm of dreams. The spirits may rule it, but your own will is real.
The apprentice must go through this test alone, First Enchanter. You are ready.
I are. Never enter battle with your bare hands. So what do? Show up with my bare hands. Disturbing statue. That is somewhat disturbing. Alright, do I have a staff? No. I can wear the boots. I can wear the helm too. Do I need constant? Well, it gives me mental and physical resistance, so let's go ahead and wear the helm. Now let's get some bonuses here. Of course we want the lucky stone. This gives plus to all resistances, as does this. So that'll give me the maximum defense right now. I think that gives me the maximum defense, period. No gloves to wear, so... By the way, this is a book that adds to your skills. So when I close the inventory here, it looks like I've gone up a level. All I've done is gained a skill. I can take a second skill now. Handy to have. I'm going to go ahead and take Coercion, which is a skill only the player character can have. Now you see, by taking rock armor, my maximum spell power has been reduced.
Our skill has won the day.
So I do have to take that into account.
Someone else thrown to the wolves, as fresh and unprepared as ever. It isn't right that they do this, the Templars. Not to you, me, anyone.
You can, as human noble, become queen in title. They specifically call you the queen, if you romance him. But you can be his wife as king, as any female.
Well, you say that now. So have many others before you. Look at me. Look at
Hey, Russ! Welcome aboard!
It's the same. But it's not your fault. You're in the same boat I was. You. Allow me to welcome you to the Fade. You can call me, well, Mouse. No, I don't remember anything from before. The Templars kill you if you take too long, you see. They figure you failed, and they don't want something getting out. That's what they did to me, I think. I have no body to reclaim.
There is a choice to make at the end of the harrowing.
I don't remember. I ran away and I hid. I don't know how long. That has been said before, but you don't know the danger. There's something here, contained, just for an apprentice like you. You have to face the creature, a demon, and resist it. If you can. That's your way out. Or your opponents, if the Templars wouldn't kill you. A test for you. A tease for the creatures of the Fade. You would be a fool to just attack everything you see. What you face is powerful, cunning. There are others here. Other spirits. They will tell you more. Maybe help. If you can believe anything you see, I'll follow, if that's all right. My chance was long ago, but you may have a way out.
Yeah, okay,
Dangerous
Mousy.
Spirit is not far. Don't go near it unless you're ready to fight.
Okay, there's a Lyrium Vein. As we learned... in the Fade during the main game, the Lyrium Vein can instantly recover all or most of your mana.
Another spirit this way. It never seemed equal to its name to me.
Another mortal thrown into the flames and left to burn, I see. Your mages have devised a cowardly test. Better you were pitted against each other to prove your mettle with skill, than to be sent unarmed against a demon. You are not the first sent here for such testing, nor shall you be the last, I suspect. That you remain means you have not yet defeated your hunter. I wish you a glorious battle to come. I am Valor, a warrior spirit. I hone my weapons in search of the perfect expression of combat. They are brought into being by my will. I understand that in your world, mages are the only ones who can will things into being. Those mortals who cannot must lead such hollow, empty lives.
They do. They really do.
Without a doubt. In this realm, everything that exists is the expression of a thought. Do you think these blades be steel? The staves be wood? Do you believe they draw blood? A weapon is a single need for battle, and my will makes that need reality. Do you truly desire one of my weapons?
Yes.
I will give one to you, if you agree to duel me first. Valor shall test your mettle as it should be tested. If I believe you capable of slaying the demon, I will stop the duel and give you the staff. If I find you unworthy, I will slay you. I trust those rules are simple enough to remember, mortal. As you wish, mortal. Do you understand the rules I explained to you?
Yeah, they were pretty simple.
Our duel begins now. Fight with valor!
If we must fight, let us do it quickly! Missed! Careful!
Enough. Your strength is sufficient to the task. The staff is yours. May you find glory in all your achievements, mortal.
Now, another thing to remember is, while we're in here, these things are like health poultices. So if it looks like I'm about to go down, I certainly can use them the same way as I would a health poultice. I has the dogs, in case y'all hear the barking and/or whining.
Be cautious. There is another spirit here. Not the one hunting you, but still.
And you notice we're about halfway through our first level.
So, you are the mortal being hunted. And the small one, is he to be a snack for me?
I don't like this. He's not going to help us. We should go.
No matter.
Sorry about
the demon
that.
will get you eventually. And perhaps there will even be scraps left. Help you? Nothing can help you. Be gone. Surely you have better things to do than bother sloth, mortal. Oh, I tire of you already. You have a very nice staff. Why would you need me? Go. Use your weapon, since you have earned it. Be valorous.
He looks powerful. It might be possible that he could teach you to be like him.
Like me? You mean teach the mortal to take this form? Why? Most mortals are too attached to their forms to learn the change. You, on the other hand, little one, might be a better student. You let go of the human form years ago.
I don't think I'd make a very good bear. How would I hide?
Hiding doesn't solve anything.
I have faced more in this place than you can imagine. Fear is just one more thing. But you are right. Hiding doesn't help. I'm sorry, it's the Fade. It changes you. I'll try. I'll try to be a bear. If you'll teach me.
That's nice. But teaching is so exhausting. Away with you now.
I told you he wasn't going to help us.
I can't. You have so much to learn about the Fade, little mortal. You wish to learn my form, little one? Then I have a challenge for your friend. Answer 3 riddles correctly, and I will teach you. Fail, and I will devour you both. The decision is yours. Truly? Oh, this gets more and more promising. My first riddle is this. I have seas with no water, coasts with no sand, towns without people, mountains without land. What am I?
Your map.
Correct. Let's move on. The second riddle. I'm rarely touched, but often held. If you have wit, you'll use me well. What am I?
My tongue.
Yes, your witty tongue. Fair enough. One more try, shall we? Often will I spin a tale, never will I charge a fee. I'll amuse you an entire eve, but alas, you won't remember me. What am I?
You're a dream.
You are correct. Rather apropos here in the Fade, no? But you've won my challenge and proven yourself an amusing distraction. So, I shall teach you my form. Now, listen carefully.
Like this? Am I a bear? It feels heavy.
Close enough. Go then, and defeat your demon, or whatever you intend to do. I grow weary of your mortal prattling.
And there is my fondness for Great Bear. Time to go back to that arena-looking spot. There's Valor.
Let us dispatch them!
You take that one. I'll take this one. I don't have to worry about friendly fire. I have no friendly fire capable spells right now. And back to full power to go fight the demon.
And there is a spirit of rage.
And so it comes to
I love this design for the rage demons.
Soon I shall see the land of the living with your eyes, creature. You shall be mine, body and soul. They are welcome to try. So this creature is your offering, Mouse. Another plaything as per our arrangement.
I'm not offering you anything. I don't have to help you anymore.
Oh. And after all those wonderful meals we have shared, now suddenly the mouse has changed the rules?
I'm not a mouse now, and soon I won't have to hide. I don't need to bargain with you.
We shall see.
When you came, I hoped that maybe you might be able to, but I never really thought any of you were worthy. What? They were not as promising as you. It was a long time ago. I don't remember their names. I don't even remember my own name. It's the Fade, and the Templars killing me, like they tried with you. You defeated a demon. You completed your test. With time, you will be a master enchanter with no equal. And maybe there's hope in that for someone as small and as forgotten as me. If you want to help, there may be a way for me to leave here, to get a foothold outside. You just need to want to let me in.
See? This is the trick. If I let him in, he possesses me. I could try to find somebody to have him join them. Oh, let him explain it.
Back? Help me back! They killed me, right? Just like all who fail in here. They'll kill you too. Can't you feel the sword at your neck?
No, because I've only been here a few minutes.
The Fade evil. Once you are here, you become what they fear. What? Yes, of course. I mean, I think I was. Isn't that enough? It should be enough. For you?
Maybe they are right about you. Simple killing is a warrior's job. The real dangers of the Fade are preconceptions, careless trust, pride. Keep your wits about you, Mage. True tests never end.
Now the interesting part is that's not even the whole
Are you alright? Say something, please.
background.
Oh, I'm glad you're alright. They carried you in this morning. I didn't even realize you'd been gone all night. I've heard about apprentices who never come back from harrowings. Is it really that dangerous? What was it like? So much for friendship. I'll leave you alone then. And now you get to move to the nice mage's quarters upstairs. I'm stuck here and I don't know when they'll call me for my harrowing. I've been here longer than you have. Sometimes I think they just don't want to test me.
I think you're just not as good as I am.
I've been ready for a long time. I'm afraid they don't want me to take the test. You do the harrowing, the Rite of Tranquility, or you die. That's what happens. They might not. But the Rite of Tranquility is just as bad, maybe worse.
Pardon me, I'm gonna grab a new cup of coffee.
Like Owain, who runs the stockroom. He's so cold. No, not even cold. There's just nothing in him. It's like he's dead but still walking. His voice, his eyes are lifeless.
Sorry for that delay, folks. I just had a catch in my throat and nothing in my cup to clear it out with.
I shouldn't waste your time with this. I was supposed
You're right,
to tell
you
you
shouldn't.
to see Irving as soon as you woke up.
Then why didn't you tell me that as soon as I woke up?
He didn't tell me. About the harrowing, I'd guess, but you'd never know with Irving. You'd better not keep him waiting. We can speak later.
Did you hear anything? Is she all right? Is she awake?
Oh, I certainly don't need to be wearing my helmet. And I didn't get to keep the staff, because it only exists in the Fade.
I'm just curious. That Templar Cullen said it was the quickest, cleanest harrowing.
As you say.
Now, Lyrium dust
I just know I'll be terrified when my time comes.
is just like Lyrium,
Every day for the next week, just thinking about it.
but far less powerful. The Lyrium potions are definitely
Hear what? I heard they suspect someone of dabbling in blood magic. Why would anyone do something so stupid with a death sentence?
Now, all we're doing is we're searching out all the things
Very well.
that are available. Now, you notice here,
And force demons into your
most chests are not locked. Mages don't get lockpicking. So anything that's locked is out of our control. And that's a basic lyrium potion that gives us, I don't remember what's down here.
It shall be done.
Nothing I can do right now.
Very well.
But, only rogues get lockpicking. Now, there are console
Control the
commands.
fire with your will. Keep the flames steady. We don't want it sputtering and leaping about. That's what causes most of the injuries.
Injuries? But...
Steady. It reacts to your emotions. If you panic, it will...
You remember what the chantry says about magic?
Magic must serve man, and not rule over him.
Very good.
You know,
and
in
what
my
do you think that means? Can anyone tell me?
Only boys can do magic.
Hey!
No, that's not what it means. I heard your harrowing went well. That's wonderful to hear.
Concentrate. Hold the shield. If I had put all my power behind that spell, you would have been obliterated. I am not your enemy. Fear.
Then why did you throw... I am not your enemy. Then why did you throw a fireball at him?
It shall be done.
I have a feeling you are his enemy. Hello, Owain.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you? The stockroom is not a shop. Your mentor should have clarified this. The stockroom stores components used in magical and alchemical experiments. Do you require something? I voluntarily submitted to the right of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable. I see the world with clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions. Now things are simple. I was ordered to never speak of it. I cannot go against the Circle's wishes. It is difficult to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being plunged into a pool of ice-cold water. My body is similar in form to yours, possessing an equal number of limbs, appendages, and internal organs. I perform the same physical functions. My mind is capable of higher thought processes. Am I to be denied personhood because I do not feel as you do?
No.
People feel things to different degrees. One individual may be more empathetic than the next. Some are quick to anger, while others are not. Yet you would not single one out and accuse him of not being a person. My capacity to feel differs from yours, but you also differ from all other beings. You are no more a person than others, and I am no less a person than you are. I do not have the capacity to be offended. Still, I believe I am a person. Very well. Goodbye.
And there's nothing to take out of here.
Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met. Are you new to the Circle? I'm sorry. There are so many of you, and I get confused. Not to mention, these old eyes are starting to go.
I feel like this guy might have some,
You're too kind. I'm old and about to fall apart. Nothing in the world can fix that.
A possession could.
Not any magic I'd be caught doing. Anyway, did you need something? I'm not good at talking. Too much chatter makes my head throb. Don't you have lessons to get to? Shoo!
He went from being sympathetic to rude. Sinead O'Connor, the Tranquil. And you see, all of this is information about schools of magic. But notice one of them is empty.
Do you need something? If not, step back. You're in my light.
No, I'm not. I'm actually in the only shadow near your desk.
I'm trying to study. Have some consideration for a fellow mage. I will be soon. I have studied hard, and this opportunity will not pass me by. This is a chance for me to prove I can achieve as much as any human. Many humans believe elves are only fit to be servants. Many humans do. I suppose it isn't entirely your fault. With so many elves living in alienages apart from humans.
How could it not be entirely my fault? I don't believe what you just said was true.
Ironically, many of us don't know.
Sometimes I wonder if they made a mistake.
Elves have lived under human rule for so long that much of our history and culture has been lost. As a mage, I have an opportunity
Frequently treating elves nicely in social situations, their responses don't match what you've said.
Thank you. But I should get back to my books. Good day.
But I do try to be nice to elves.
The Chantry would do something before it came to that. Will they? They haven't done anything, and I've heard that the I think someone's here to speak to you, Senior Torren. Hello. Congratulations on your harrowing last night. Good work. Ah, the Fraternities of the Enchanters. You probably haven't heard of them. It's best not to get tangled up in circle politics. More trouble than it's worth, really. They're found in all circles throughout Thedas. Groups of enchanters who hold similar viewpoints, who band together to make their voices heard. The most influential fraternity are the Equitarians. They are moderates and believe in a code of conduct that all mages should adhere to. Then there are the Chantry apologists, the Loyalists. The Chantry says something and they follow it to the letter. The Lucrosians just want to make money, and the Isolationists would like us all to be hermits and live on an island. Then of course there are the Libertarians. They want more power for the Circle, more autonomy. And that's what they would say. Mages have enough opposition from the outside without tearing our circles apart with infighting. But what can you do? An idealist, I see. Well, If you're going to change the world, you should get started immediately. Lots of world to cover.
Thanks.
Hello. Were you looking for something? Oh, the Fraternities. Groups of mages with a common agenda. I think we should all be isolationists. Stay in some remote mountain town far away from the mundanes who hate us. They'll never learn that. They don't want to. I'd go hide alone in the wilds if I could. But you know they just brand me an apostate and hunt me down. There is no leaving the circle. It's till death do us part. Romantic, isn't it? If you leave the circle, you become an apostate. And the punishment for leaving is death. Pretty grim, huh? I've heard of hedge witches who've managed to survive on their own, eluding the circle for a lifetime. But if the Templars discover them, well, you know what happens. Then there are stories about the Dalish elf clans having great magic. But who knows what's truth and what's fiction when it comes to the Dalish? I'm Njal, a mage just like you. I've seen you around, haven't I? I must have. All right. Have a good day.
So, getting the mage background actually lets you get all of the books in here long before you can in regular gameplay. The Mage's Tower is not something you are ready to tackle.
It shall be done.
In low levels. You need at least to do the Red Cliff quest line before you come up here. And even then, you're probably hurting yourself going too early.
Oh, hello. I'm glad to see your harrowing went smoothly. They picked me as the Templar to strike the killing blow if you became an abomination. It's nothing personal, I swear. I'm just glad you're all right, you know? I would have felt terrible about it, but I serve the Chantry and the Maker, and I will do as I am commanded. Elsewhere? What do you mean? Oh, my goodness. If you're saying what I think, well, that would be really inappropriate, and... Ooh, I couldn't. I should go.
I love how he runs away when you do that to him.
As you say.
You're not going to keep the first enchanter waiting, are you?
Okay, so she won't talk to me right now. That's... I know I have to talk to her soon.
It is begun.
Let's go talk to Kelly.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Blessed are the penitents who seek his return. Blessed is the prophetess, purified by flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition, so let it be. Oh, I didn't see you there.
That's because I'm behind you.
I recite the Maker's blessings every day. It brings me peace in troubled times. No, not really. It's just... I don't want to bore you with this. It gives me hope that one day the Maker will hear us. That maybe I'll be forgiven and my curse will be lifted. Magic? What else? Magic causes such misery. It's dangerous and vile and wicked. The Chantry must protect the world from us. Being born with something so terrible must be a punishment. I wish I could be rid of it. That doesn't take magic. If I could, I would dedicate my life to the Chantry, but they would never take me in. Perhaps this is just something I will have to suffer through. I should go. My mentor only allows a few minutes each day for religious contemplation.
Maybe she should have been made tranquil.
I heard about your harrowing. Congratulations. Andraste must have smiled upon you.
Many have already gone to Ostagar. Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages. We've committed enough of our own to this war effort.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their Maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
Ah, if it isn't our new sister in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this is she.
Sister in the Circle sounds like the name of a play
We'll
that
discuss this later.
Of course.
was produced at an off-Broadway location, possibly New England.
Oh, yes. This is Duncan of the Grey Wardens. There is something else, but I wanted you to meet Duncan first. You've heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan is recruiting mages to join the King's army at Ostagar.
With the Darkspawn invading, we need all the help we can get, especially from the Circle. They are twisted monsters that dwell underground where the sun's light cannot touch them. They have formed into a horde in the Korkari Wilds and threaten to invade north into the valley. I fear if we don't drive them back, we may see another blight.
Duncan, you worry the poor girl with talk of blights and darkspawn. This is a happy day for her.
We live in troubled times, my friend.
We should seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim. You are officially a mage within the
I think it
circle
would
of
be
Magi.
good if they had given us a quest in Denerim to collect our own phylactery.
Now, child, it's not that bad.
I'm sorry, what is this phylactery?
Blood is taken from all apprentices when they first come to the tower, and is preserved in special vials.
So they can be hunted if they turn apostate.
We have few choices. The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear. We must prove we are strong enough to handle our power responsibly. You have done this. I present you with your robes, your staff, and a ring bearing the Circle's insignia. Wear them proudly, for you have earned them. It goes without saying that you shall not discuss the harrowing with those who have not undergone the rite.
If this is the first time anybody said anything like that,
study in the library.
It would have
The day
lost.
is yours. Not yet. Remember the tower's walls.
I mean, I had plenty of opportunity on my way to see him to tell lots of other people about the
Would
harrowing.
you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child? The guest quarters are on the east side of this floor, close to the library. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I have matters to discuss with Gregor.
No, before you discuss that, and before I escort Duncan anywhere, I'm just going to look through your stuff. You gave me a staff, which is general staff, and +1 magic. So for now, put that on. And you gave me mage robes. Oh, that's an ugly color, though. The east side of the tower, which of course means walk around the entire tower.
Thank you for walking with me. I'm glad for the company. Yes? What about? Our duty is to battle Darkspawn wherever they appear. We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose. A horde has formed within the Korkari Wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
That sounds ominous.
Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are capable of rallying the Darkspawn, turning them into an unstoppable force. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed. I fear this is what we will have to face. We can't seem to eradicate them completely. Somehow they always come back. It is not my place to comment. Gregor serves the Chantry, and the relationship between the Chantry and mages has always been strained. You've realized by now that the Chantry merely tolerates magic? They watch only because they feel they must. Any mages who join the King's army can unleash their full power on the Darkspawn. In fact, I'm counting on it. Gregor may be afraid of what will happen. What if the mages decide they no longer want to be governed by the Chantry? I believe we must defeat the Darkspawn, one way or another. My opinions end there. Yes, let's.
He rattles a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for escorting me.
I may get one more level out of this character creation, so I'm going to start with fire there.
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving? I need to talk to you. Do you remember what we discussed this morning? We should go somewhere else. I don't feel safe talking here. I've been troubled. I'll explain. Come with me, please. We should be safe here.
Not a priest. I am merely an initiate. I often attend to my duties in this chapel. Perhaps that is why I seem familiar.
A few months ago, I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily. I was afraid to tell anyone. Lily was becoming a chantry priest. She's taken vows. Lily's been given to the chantry. She's not allowed to have relations with men. If anyone finds out, we'll both be in trouble. I wish that was the only thing I needed to talk about. Remember I said that I didn't think they wanted to give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil. They'll take everything that I am from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily. All gone. Is it? It's just another
It is
kind
better
of
than
death.
dying.
They'll extinguish my humanity. I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living. No, it won't. They're going to destroy me. I won't put Lily through the pain of seeing me like that.
I saw the document on Gregor's table. It authorized the right on Jowen, and Irving had signed it.
There's a rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage. They think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone. Of course not. But it's not safe here for me anymore. I need to escape. I need to destroy my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your word that you will help, and we will tell you what we intend.
If we tell anyone, Lily will be punished. If you care about what happens to me, help us.
Thank you. We will never forget this. I can get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the Phylactery Chamber door. The first Enchanter and Knight Commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
We have no choice. We cannot get our hands on both keys. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
We should stay here. 1 mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate. Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
Now, you have lots of choices.
I trust you saw Duncan back to his quarters? I'm glad you met him. He's a most honorable man. Grey Wardens are peerless warriors who sacrifice all for our sakes. We can learn much from them. Now, did you need something? I've removed them from the library. I was advised it might be unwise to leave them where any apprentice may read them. They will be put away somewhere very safe. Now, is there anything else? And how does he know this? I suppose the young initiate he dallies about with revealed it to him. You think I didn't know? I did not become first enchanter by keeping my eyes and ears shut.
This is true.
Lily should know better than to tell Jowan, though it is difficult to fault her actions. The Templars and priests should have been more discreet around her. But there is no point in assigning blame. Jowan knows, and nothing can be done about that. Oh, interesting. What more do you know? Yes, she must be helping him. She would know more about the repository than he would. Do you know anything else? I suspected Lily would tell him of the impending rite if she found out, but I never expected they would have the gall to break into the repository. Reporting him to Gregor and the Templars will accomplish nothing beyond what's already planned. If the Circle must punish one of its own, I will see the Chantry done the same courtesy. Lily will not
vindictive old man, isn't he?
My apprentice suffers. She is also breaking every vow she ever took.
This is true.
If we mention her involvement, the Chantry will say that she was framed. No, she must be caught in the act. If you want to survive, you must learn the rules and realize that sometimes sacrifices are necessary. Jowan will become tranquil, but Lily must also face the consequences of her actions. How did you learn of their plan? Do they trust you? Perfect. Will you return to them and carry out their scheme? With solid proof of their crime, we can act. Go. Convince them you will risk all for their cause. I will be outside the repository with a contingent of Templars. Let them see the mischief into which their initiate led our student. Perform well, and your dedication will be rewarded.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain.
It is
How may I
important
assist
to
you?
participate, because it's really the only way you get to build levels before your profile, your prologue is complete.
Rods of fire serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this particular item? Here is the form, Request for Rod of Fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter. I will release a rod to you once I have the signed form. It is procedure. I need a senior mage's authorization to release an item. Thank you.
Okay. I know just the person to talk to. if I can remember where they are.
Yes? That leads to the Circle's cavern storerooms. There are caves running through the rock that the Circle is built upon. But of course, you know this. No, that's something the Tranquil deal in. This storeroom is for raw magical materials and alchemical substances. Lyrium, basilisk, blood, and so on. No, I can't let anyone in there just now. There are just things in there that I would prefer to keep safe. Yes, but I am in the midst of stock taking, checking inventory, and I can't let anyone in there in case they mess things up. Yes. Because I am taking a break. I hate the musty smell of caves, and Look, I'll tell you the truth. Just keep it to yourself. There is an infestation of spiders in the caves. I don't know how they got in there, but it's probably my fault. I was promoted to senior enchanter less than a fortnight ago, and I don't want anyone to find out. They'll think I'm incompetent. You need a rod of fire. Interesting. Well, your proposal sounds fair. Clear out the storerooms and I will sign your form. Wonderful. Here is the key. Oh, and be careful in there. I'd really like to keep the damage done to the Circle's property to a minimum.
Not a problem. Now then, put my helmet back on. Help myself to anything in here.
I shall do it.
Because naturally, I'm going to help myself to anything that's in here. The storeroom is really just a series of hallways. See, a nice thing about that
Very well.
flame blast is it sets things on fire.
As you said.
Even if I'm not going to use some of this stuff, all of it is useful for sale.
It shall be done.
Now, the Apprentice Cowl gives me +5 mental resistance and doesn't add fatigue. It doesn't add to my armor, but the added fatigue is not helpful. Oh, I'm not rock armored, so I should probably do that. Love how some of the spiders just have gold in their pockets. Nothing to get out of there, so... Did I just get magic boots? Fade Striders, +1 to magic. Again, the armor value is less, but it increases my value as a mage.
I shall do it. As you say.
Another iced band. That's 2 of those I found. Would have been nice to have set him on fire, but apparently that wasn't going to happen. Another apprentice cowl. Nothing else back there. Maybe one more spider encounter before we're out of here. And now I've pillaged the stockroom and got the signature I needed. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
Oh, wonderful. You're a lifesaver. Now, where was that form you wanted me to sign? Right. There you go. How's that? It was a pleasure. You'll go far in the circle, I bet.
And she doesn't notice that I'm now wearing an apprentice cowl that I didn't have earlier. Yep. Wrong way to the door.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you? Everything looks to be in order. Here is the rod you requested.
And there's the guys. Okay. I am going to take a very quick break. Just need to run down the hall. I will be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Refill your drinks. Grab a snack. Enjoy a little bit of a stretch on your legs yourself. I'm back. Hope everybody got an opportunity to refill your drinks. We're gonna go find Jowen and Lily so that we can help them get in more trouble.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous.
Pardon me, please.
That was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
He hates waiting. It makes him nervous. That was quick. Now we have to go downstairs. Pretty sure that door that we couldn't go through earlier is the door we have to go through. Everybody in this world gets a good workout, you know? Jogging everywhere.
Very well. The Chantry calls this entrance the Victim's Door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic.
277 planks seems unlikely. It's not that big of a door. And the planks are fairly big.
Initiates must learn the Circle's history if they are to work with Templars and Mages. The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a Mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the Mage touches it with mana to release it. The ward only responds to the touch of one who has been through the harrowing. First, the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade. The password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
You have the rod with you. Melt the locks off.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in. I don't know. Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance? No. I'll take any chance I can get.
We can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one. Yes, let's hope they haven't warded that door as well.
Let's hurry, we've wasted enough time.
First we gotta give Lily a weapon. And yes, you get a staff.
I'm not giving up. We've come too far.
Enemies approaching!
Fight a suit of armor and don't get anything out of it.
We must fight.
Say I have Jowan to do the flaming weapon right now. I don't need to take that. So now I can expand. Can give myself a healing spell, but I still don't need it yet. Not until I get through Ostagar. I can grab this one, which stuns opponents. Can grab this one, which drains life to heal myself. Spell Wisp, get a small bonus to spell power. I don't think I need that right now. I think I'm going to take the Winter's Grasp. Because if I take Winter's Grasp and then I take Stone Fist, I have the chance of shattering opponents. Top need of magic is... looks like 36 is gonna be it. No, 34 is the top so far. There it is, 36 to get to this point. So that's where I'm needing to aim for. But willpower gives me more points to spend. Take that trap making now. Nice thing about having Jowan do the flaming weapons is I'm only using a little bit of power to keep my stone armor going. He uses a little of his power, a lot more than I'm using, to keep the flaming weapons going. +1 for willpower. Now, you're about to run directly into the field of fire, young lady, so, hope you have your fireproof breeches on. I was just thinking, I can improve monetary gain while I'm down here, but it doesn't give me anything in regards to, there's another one this one. Reduces my resistances, but increases the money I get. And that's pretty important at this point in the game.
I shall.
That magic staff is no better than my magic staff.
It shall be.
Pardon me. Our skill?
It shall be done.
I don't know if you noticed this, woman, but I'm pretty much the one who killed everything. Oh, pardon me again. More loot. Ah. You need to learn to drink correctly.
Is begun. I shall do it.
Why the Sentinels have lyrium on them, I don't know. But I'm not gonna complain, because that's my, my shtick. Seems like a little mage's prison down here.
As you say.
Lieutenant? Shush, Lieutenant.
Very well.
I said shush. Oh, this guy should have come to the party earlier.
We'll need another way into the Phylactery Chamber. Let's
As you
explore the
say.
repository.
Now that's a better staff.
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment. There's something odd about that statue.
Greetings.
Maker's breath, did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophesied my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord's house.
I'm not sure. The Archons were the Lords of the Imperium.
Forever shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress, he said, and tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Deventer statue! Don't listen to it. The Deventer lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
Weep not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. And I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
Ambiguous rubbish, it could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it, please, both of you. Come on, Jowan, let's go.
I think the Phylactery Chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase. We should be able to find something that can knock some of the bricks loose. If we work together, we can shift it. Come on. Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall. Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking. This is the Phylactery Chamber. It worked.
It did work, but the things in here should be tougher.
We must find Jowan's phylactery, quickly.
Would you destroy yours too if it were here?
You still can. I don't think they'd be able to catch you once you're out of here. You'd know how to evade them. You're clever, not like me.
Let's just find my phylactery.
Well, clearly she's not clever, because she thought that this was a good idea to begin with.
Very well.
Ooh, he resisted.
It is begun.
Looks like a rather haphazard way to keep the apprentice phylacteries. I mean...
It shall be done.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me. And I am free.
Only apprentice phylacteries are stored in the Circle Tower. This tiny room could not hold the phylacteries of every mage who has passed through the tower doors.
Come on, you two. We're done here and we should leave.
Take care, Jude. Thanks for coming out. We're almost done with this one.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
We did it! I can't believe it! Thank you. We could never have...
So what you said was true, Rogue. An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the Circle.
It's not her fault. This was my idea.
She is here under my orders, Gregor. I take full responsibility for her actions.
Wait, you led us into a trap? Don't you dare speak to me.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
Aenar is the
Mage's prison.
prison.
No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
By the Maker. Blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I admit, I dabbled. I thought it would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Jowan. It corrupts people, changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please, come with me.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you.
You did sacrifice everything.
I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
Are you all right? Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. But to overcome so many, I never thought him capable of such power.
None of us expected this. Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down. Believe me, we will use our every resource. Where is the girl?
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
Knight Commander, I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit. Even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you were in a repository full of magics that are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
Of course not.
Very well. I believe you.
But your antics have made a mockery of this circle. What are we to do with you?
As I said, she was working under my orders.
And this improves the situation. The Phylactery Chamber is forbidden to all save you and me.
I had my reasons.
You're not all-knowing, Irving. You don't know how much influence the Blood Mage might have had. How are we to deal with this?
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like her to join the Warden ranks.
What? You've promised him a new Grey Warden?
She has served the Circle well. She would make an excellent Grey Warden.
We look for dedication
She would.
in our
She really
recruits.
would.
Fighting the Darkspawn requires such dedication, often at the expense of all else.
I object. You say she operated under your instructions, Irving. But I do not trust her. I must investigate this issue, and I will not release this mage to the Grey Warden.
Rhaegar, mages are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for her actions.
This mage does not deserve a place in the Order.
Why? Do we not reward service? This mage has served the Circle well. You have an opportunity few even dream of. Do not squander it.
Don't worry, I won't.
Yes. Be proud, child. You are luckier than you know.
Come. Your new life awaits.
Now, you can do that entire prologue without telling First Enchanter about it.
We will be traveling
always
south
tell the
through
First
Hinterlands
Enchanter
to the
about
ruin
it.
of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other Wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
Sarcasm.
You've got yourself a lively one, Duncan. And I was beginning to think the Wardens were all stodgy priests. I understand you hail from a circle of Magi. I trust you have some spells to help us in the coming battle. Your abilities are still above those of other men. That the Grey Wardens have recruited you says much. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks. I'm sorry to cut this
I'll be
short,
nice.
but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Red...
And of course, the rest
will be
of
here
the
in less than a
conversation
week.
is
Eamon just wants in on the glory.
the same.
We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different. I'm not even sure this is a true blood. I'm...
What the king
We've
said
already,
is true. They've once... Yeah, out. To
We've
that
already
end,
heard
we should
all this.
proceed with the joining ritual without delay. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
And there we have the Mage, the Dwarf Commoner. Last week we did the Elf and the Human Noble. The City Elf and the Human Noble. Next week, I intend to do Witch Hunt, which is the follow-up, trying to track down Morrigan after the final battle. And if that goes quickly enough, I will do, as a finale for next week, the Dwarf Noble beginning, which is possibly the most convoluted of the stories. Until then, I hope everybody's well. Check in on friends and family. Make sure they're all doing okay. I will see you Monday night for Mass Effect Andromeda. Take care, everybody.